Hey yo guys, this is gonna be a video here where I basically get to go for however I want because I'm a partner now, so it's amazing. But yeah, I'm a partner now, so that means a lot of things. One, I get to go more in depth than my pay-per-views and don't have to use my Daily Motion account, which in a way was a bit of a drag because I didn't like whoring that out, but you kind of had to, but now I get to do it here for your viewing pleasure. Secondly, I can now do a Q&A that I want to do because I've wanted to do a Q&A where I can go on forever and, not have to rush things because if you sent, I wanted to answer everyone's questions in a vid and obviously couldn't get them into the 10 minutes, so now I can. So send me questions, basically I used to say not WWE, but I don't care. Send me WWE, old WWF, WWE, WCW, TNA, ECW, any form of wrestling, and, even MMA, the independents, Japan, Mexico, and MMA, as I just stated, because I feel that you can even do that in the Q&As now, and because, I think MMA in here is becoming, important. It's, in my opinion, the fastest growing sport. Well, I think statistically it's the fastest growing sport in the world, so, I mean, that's basically one of the things I wanted to come on here to talk about today. But mainly let's talk about the big week ahead. Yes, this has been a pretty big week in the world of combat sports. I mean, Jesus Christ, you got the whole SmackDown, WWE moving over to MyNetwork TV, which in a way I feel is a bit of a... I wouldn't have moved to that network personally. I'd have tried to strike a deal with USA. I'm pretty sure, USA would have let them continue to go air their Friday programming, their SmackDown show on, Fridays or even Thursdays. I'm pretty sure USA would be pretty lenient since, basically USA was built with the help of Vince McMahon and his WWF back in, late 80s, early 90s. I mean, when you look at how much programming was on USA around like 1993, it was basically the World Wrestling Federation and, boxing with Tuesday night fights. So that's a bit of importance. But anyways, moving to SmackDown for me, I mean, this show has to be a bang-on important show. I mean, on Raw, I felt they did a very good job of selling the move. I mean, they did a pretty good job of that move, selling it with the weeks of the commercials, since you're supposed to sell it. And, most people are going to be shut out because most people don't have MyNetwork TV, or, there's some issues with MyNetwork TV, or in different regions of the United States, it's on at different times. I mean, in like California, like San Francisco, I think it's on 9 to 11, and in like Seattle, it's on 7 to 9. So I mean, it's just gonna be bumped around. I mean, here in Canada, we don't have that issue since WWE has signed a big deal with the Score to air their programming, which I think would be a lot better for programming to be at one place because you never have to change, know what network it's not going to be on now. I mean, it's not off there. They did a pretty good job of promoting it, as I stated, but, also they had to sell a pay-per-view, and, with the way the economy is in the States mainly right now, I mean, I don't think anyone should pay $40 for this pay-per-view. Granted, they've actually done a pretty good job of building up a card, that is basically a throwaway pay-per-view with, Jeff Hardy and Triple H. I mean, even though that doesn't seem that interesting now with all the, everyone knows there's no way Hardy's going to win, and, his whole incident at the Nashville airport over the weekend didn't really help things out there, but over a couple weekends ago, it didn't really help things out, so don't know. But, really they did, the most important thing was to sell the move to MyNetwork. And they also had to sell the move to ECW an hour ahead on Sci-Fi. I'm fine with ECW being on Sci-Fi since it's still supposed to be counterculture WWE, which obviously is a joke, but what the hell was it supposed to do? But anyways, I mean, moving an hour ahead, they could have done a better job promoting that, but I think they've given MyNetwork a chance to, succeed and actually be a network, since, MyNetwork, they kind of were on MyNetwork before with UPN, but that whole thing came CW or whatever, since the WB bought UPN, and so that's where SmackDown, and now it's on back there, which in a way is good, since I think Vince likes to build something and just have credibility with networks, kind of like as I stated earlier with USA. But yeah, let's talking about that. I mean, that's a big move and all. And I haven't really looked at the SmackDown spoilers, but you know, it kind of made it an interesting show. I mean, I know the main event, but I like to see how things play out. Moving over to MMA for a bit, we have one of the biggest cards of the year with Elite XC's Heat, which is the third installment of Elite XC's Saturday Night Fights on CBS. This is huge, and the card actually got even more intriguing to the casual fan, which this show abso-freaking-lutely needed, because, yeah, Kimbo and Ken's gonna do the job, but you needed some more bang for your buck. Carano, you're building her up, but, I mean, it wasn't all that. With adding the Roy Nelson versus Andre Arlovski fight, to me, that is something that this card really needed. In my opinion, they were losing a little steam there with all the money issues and stuff. Kimbo and Ken will do its thing. I think that should be good ratings, but, you know, Elite XC's now kind of made this merger with Affliction, which is a good thing, because, you know, I'm giving my opinions on these mergers. Okay, in pro wrestling and, you know, maybe here in MMA, I don't think mergers work. I mean, hell, look at the AWA, WCCW, and, you know, Crockett or Georgia Championship Wrestling. I don't remember which version of the NWA was there with those super class shows. They never worked because you were just trying to sign away talent, and, you know, they were trying to beat Vince McMahon, but they were battling each other at the same time. I don't see that being the main thing here. I see both sides wanting to, you know, put together the best fight cards to draw fans away from the UFC and, you know, get some noise happening. And I kind of did this with the former UFC heavyweight champion fighting on this show up against the, you know, reigning, technically IFL champion in Roy Nelson. Really, that fight's going to be a big deal to me and, you know, to everyone else. I mean, Andre's got that charisma. Roy's got that charisma, so, I mean, the fans should be able to get these characters there. Carano, they've actually done a good job with her being promoted around on, you know, the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, and, you know, they've even got some nice promotion with the NFL games, and they're going to need some big promotions this Saturday night with college football, because they're obviously going to be a lead-in after the college football, so you get to stick around, which I think will help there. But yeah, this card will be good, and, you know, I think it'll make CBS and Elite XC can stay in business there. I mean, I know Showtime was probably most likely going to buy it if this show doesn't do well. I don't think the show can do any worse than it did the second time, so that's where I see it going. When we look over at things with TNA wrestling now, I mean, these guys now get to do doing another live Impact in Vegas, and, you know, to me, what the hell, go for it. I mean, when TNA did that live Impact, I mean, it was a fun, exciting time. I mean, yeah, it was WrestleMania weekend and every company was there. The big three North American companies were there, I should say. And, you know, they had to do it. But now they're going to, you know, it's just exciting when they do something live. And they're doing it outside of the Impact Zone. So it's kind of cool to see that their show goes live and, you know, it's in a new market. So that to me just excites me. I don't know how it'll be production-wise, considering, you know, TNA doesn't have the best production in the world, but they're still kind of better than ROH at that. But anyways, that's just what I want to say on that. Anything else do I want to touch on? Mick Foley, yes. I have Mick Foley now. Mick Foley debuting with TNA. Really, you gotta get Foley in the proper role that you had him with, you know, Orton and, you know, Triple H in 2000. And, I mean, Foley is that guy that if you can get him to have great promos, which he can most of the time. I mean, he can make a great promo. He's had, like, good to great promos about anyone he's been there with. I mean, it's just he needs to have those promos to elevate the younger guys. And I think with Foley now being in TNA, we'll probably get the chance to see Joe and Foley, you know, be used to their full potential, which they should. But really, that's basically kind of what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I got to talk about the big MMA show. I mean, there's not much other than, you know, Silva's retirement. I don't see that actually coming to fruition. I just think he wants, you know, get paid big money since, you know, he's the top fighter in the company. He's not making the big money where he should be at that position. So That's what I want to say that. But anyways, you can send questions and do whatever you want, since I can go as long as I want. I know this one won't be over the 10-minute limit as, you know, I would like it to be, but that's just me. But anyways, that's it for me. I'm out. Peace.